What's going on, guys? Average Tech Guy here. Today we are back with more tech, more reviews, and this is my brand new MacBook Pro with the all new M1 chip in it. So let's talk about it. So, funny story, I actually ordered the 16 gigabyte model and it had to be actually made, I'm guessing, because it took way longer to get here than the regular models that you can just go to the store and purchase. So, keeping it short, I actually did not get my computer. It got lost in the mail. So I ended up just having to go to the store to pick up one of these just to show you guys and to let you guys know how much I like it or dislike it. So we'll talk about that towards the end of the video and if it's better than my old MacBook Pro. So these devices are going to run you anywhere from $1299 all the way over a little bit over $2,000 depending on your configuration. They come in 8 gigabyte or 16 gigabyte RAM. These actually come anywhere from 256 gigs all the way up to 2 terabytes on the SSD. So it's actually sporting the M1 chip, 8-core CPU, 5 times faster graphics, and Apple was really vague when they compared this, so they didn't really tell us what they were actually comparing it to. They just said 5 times better graphics. It has a 16-core neural engine, so this thing is going to be learning all the time. The size and shape is the same as the old school MacBook Pro that I already have. With the exception of the 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports that we normally have over here, we now have just 1 headphone jack. And then over on this side, you have the 2 Thunderbolt ports, and they didn't specify any numbers, but USB 4 and Thunderbolt. That's all they said. Speeds are still really fast, still really nice. You still got your grips on the bottom, no issues there, and your Apple logo still up top. The skin that I have on here is by the company 12 South. I actually picked this up from Best Buy. I'll drop a link below so you can check it out for yourself. But this skin actually can cover the top as well as the inside. And they also have keys that cover, and it's also a bottom that covers. I'm using this stand right here. Now this stand is from the company Moft. And I've done a couple of reviews on it, but it gives you a couple of different height adjustments depending on what you're doing at that moment. You have a 15-degree height adjustment, and you also have a 25-degree height adjustment. So no matter what you're doing, you got tons of flexibility with this stand. So back to the computer. If you notice at the beginning of my video, it has the instant wake feature. So if it is completely off, you open it up and you see how you get that nice one-handed motion. I don't have to hold with 2 hands. It's like it's stuck to the table. I'm lifting up. It does move a little bit depending on how fast you go, but you still get nice one-handed movement. You got a beautiful screen on here. This is a P3 wide color retina display, up to 500 nits of brightness on this display right here. You really don't need it. I normally keep it at about halfway, and it suits me just fine. Speakers are sounding really good on this device. It also has a 20-hour battery life. It has active cooling. It literally, it doesn't make any noise. When I'm doing videos and editing, normally my old MacBook Pro would make noise and get hot. Have not had this issue with this device. And actually load times are really fast, and it helps me when I'm uploading YouTube videos, because they now upload to YouTube a lot faster, and they actually download to my SSD a lot faster now from this USB 4 and Thunderbolt port that we have over here on the side. You still have your touch bar. You still have Touch ID right over here. And one of the best features about this keyboard now is the actual physical escape key. If you remember on the 2017 MacBook Pro, we actually had the escape key right up here in the touch bar. And it makes it a lot harder to press escape when it's on there. But with the addition to the physical escape key, I've had no issues and I'm loving using that button. And speaking of the keyboard, we now have a full Magic Keyboard built right into this device. So 2017 model keys were really flat. You could have some kind of discrepancy sometime when you get to typing really fast, but now keys are nice, punchy. You feel them. I mean, it's awesome Magic Keyboard. I love the Magic Keyboard on my iPad. So this is a big game changer over here on this computer. And one of the biggest things that I really got this for, now I know we talk about speed. I enjoy the ability to keep it cool and work at the same time and not make as much noise. But the main thing we picked this up for was the ability to run iPhone and iPad apps on this device. So not every iPad or iPhone app is available in that app store yet, but hopefully very soon there'll be a lot more coming. And one of my favorites that I've been trying to get to learn and get to know is this one right down here, which is LumaFusion. Now, LumaFusion is normally used on the iPad, but I want to get to know it a lot better so I can actually do creative things on my iPad. Now, right now, I'm doing all of my editing and everything directly from my MacBook. So right now, I'm doing all of my editing and everything from my MacBook. And it's not a big deal because that's what I'm used to. But since I take my iPad almost everywhere I go, I would like to be able to get to know LumaFusion a lot better. And using LumaFusion here will probably help me on my iPad, hopefully. Now, when you talk about speed and graphics and everything, it's all good, but you really need to think about gaming on this because I like to play games on my iPad and my controllers, and this thing is no different. I'm still able to connect my Xbox controller and use that while playing video games from Apple Arcade downloaded onto this Mac. So I'll still be able to take those games wherever I want to take them and have them right here at the tip of my fingers using this MacBook Pro. Graphics are still great. There's no lag in the play. There's no lag in the buttons. Everything works out, and it's really, really nice to be able to play those types of games on this computer. So out of the box with this device, you are going to get the computer itself. You get your power brick and your power adapter, your normal Apple stickers and stuff. And this time they provided some Apple stickers that I've never seen before. These are a little silvery, and I really like the look of these. So when you talk MacBook Pro, you're looking for a couple of things. Number one, you're looking for productivity, which this has that down packed, hands down, you got productivity. You're looking for that beautiful display, which we still have coming forward in this MacBook Pro, up to 500 nits of brightness, like I said on this, and the P3 wide color retina display, beautiful, no issues there. You want to know about your speakers and your mics. Now, I'm not a big mic fan, but the mics are really good on here. People are still able to hear me throughout Zoom meetings and conferences. I've had no issues with that. And the speakers sound awesome as well. You want to know about price? As I mentioned earlier, depending on your configuration, anywhere from $12.99 all the way to a little bit over $2,000 for one of these computers. And you want to talk about connectivity. Now, you know, with this one, we only have the two ports over here on this side and the headphone jack over here on this side. So you do lose two of your ports, but you can easily solve that by picking up a hub or a USB splitter or anything like that. You can pick up any of those devices that will solve that problem. I've had no issues with this. Normally, if I'm transferring data, I can put two things in there at once. No issue. And if I'm charging this up, which I normally charge it like once a day because of this 20-hour battery life, and that's the next thing that we were going to talk about. But I've had no issue with using two SSD on one side, having maybe a headphone jack on this side, and it works out well. No issues with the two ports. And battery life, 20-hour battery life. Charge this thing up once a day. I've had no issues out of this device going dead on me. No charging problems whatsoever. So is it better than the 2017 MacBook Pro? In my opinion, yes. For the simple fact that it doesn't make a lot of noise, it doesn't get as hot, and I'm able to download my iPad and iPhone applications directly onto this device. Also, speakers are a little bit better, and the processor power is increased on this device. Head to head with the Intel model from 2017 at the same configuration, these are better. Now, are they worth the price? Well, you know, to be in the Apple ecosystem, you're going to have to pay. So I say yes to the price. There's no issue with that pricing at that point. And is this user friendly? Absolutely. I've had no issues with this. I was able to port everything over from my old MacBook directly to this one in half the time, and all of my data is able to transfer from my SSD to this device in less than half the time. No issues with the productivity, no issues with this computer at all. So that's been it. MacBook with the M1 chip. That's been my little review on it. Now, I like it a lot. I'm not one of those guys that goes out and buys it just for the review. If I buy it, I'm keeping it, I'm using it. So I'll come back in a few months, let you guys know how I've been enjoying this or if I've seen flaws in it, but that's pretty much it. I'll drop a link below so you can check this out for yourself and pretty much you know where you're going to get this from. My go-to shop is Best Buy. My local Best Buy is always really good, really convenient, and they always help me out whenever I need it. No issues there. And you can get them from Apple, but just know that if you get them from Apple, you're going to have to get them shipped right about now just because it takes an appointment to get into the store with all the stuff that's going on with the pandemic and all. But that's been it. Hopefully this has been able to help someone out. If I didn't answer a question that you had, just leave it below and I'll see if I can do that. From time to time, we do miss things when we do these types of reviews, but I think we've pretty much covered the bases. So hopefully it was able to help you out. Until next time, be sure and give me that big thumbs up and please subscribe. Average Tech Guy out. Peace.